What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Yakuza Fan Podcast, episode 21 for January 25th, 2017.
Yeah.
Cal's here.
Yeah.
I'm here. It's a weekly thing we do. It's a podcast. Cal.
It happens every week.
It does.
Mostly.
Usually. Cal, we are currently in a world where Yakuza 0 has been released.
Yeah. Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations. We did it.
Your game came out.
It's so good. Cal, you know how good it's been. This is the first time I've seen you look at a Yakuza game and go, damn, I really want to play that. Deacon, stop hogging the PlayStation 4 so I can play that.
It is true. I am a Pocket Circuit champion. I don't know what the rest of the game is like.
You are not a Pocket Circuit champion. You have barely played it at all because I won't let you touch it.
I have played enough.
We had the game nearly a month before release.
Than you. I have played way more Pocket Circuit than you.
I don't know if that's true.
Yes, it is, because you can't even beat a race.
That is true. Look, it's on my to-do list, okay? There's a lot of Pocket Circuit that needs to be done. I am working my way towards it.
Right.
So I couldn't be happy with the reception that it's getting. Just about every single person that I've seen so far has just been so thrilled to get their hands on it. It's really amazing how many people are being so positive.
Yeah, people seem to enjoy the game.
Yeah, like way more so than I've ever seen. Like any other Yakuza title. I've been doing this since just before Yakuza 4 came out.
Yeah.
And I've never seen not just this level of positivity, but just the amount of people praising it. And
yeah, big people, important people, people with voices that are actually listened to, not like ours.
Yes, exactly. Speaking of our voices, you may notice we're in a bit of an echo chamber this week.
I don't think anyone's going to notice.
I'm just going to throw this out there and apologize because I rearranged some furniture in my office and...
Well, maybe you should stop talking so loud and you're messing with the
I can't help it.
We need to let them calm down.
Yakuza 0 hype.
Sultry sounds of our voices.
Well, you don't have a sultry voice.
You know why? I have a voice like McLovin, I was
told. You don't have a voice like McLovin. You are so full of yourself. You are beaming.
No, I thought it was so fucking funny.
You were beaming for like an hour.
I don't know why you don't get it.
I don't see it at all. Like, I've seen Superbad. It's not a bad movie.
No, okay. Commenters, tell me. Do I sound like the annoying, nasally guy from Superbad? Yes or no?
No, you don't. You sound like an annoying nasally guy, but a different one. an original character. Do not steal.
Yes, this is my OC.
Christ. So,
I know that I recolored Sonic, but it's mine.
Yeah. Cal the Hedgehog. Do you know what a fun game is?
What?
Going onto our DeviantArt or even just Google image search and searching your name, the Hedgehog.
Okay, to see if it comes up.
It will come up. I guarantee you. No matter what name.
I'm going to play this later.
No matter what game you say. Why don't we play it right now?
Okay, well, let's put that in the background while we talk about what we played this week.
No, we need to spend 20 minutes not talking about that.
No, why? Because it's Yakuza 0?
No, more so because last week I think we spent an hour before we got to what we did this week.
Okay, so what did you play this week?
I have actually been playing a fair bit this week that's not Yakuza 0. I played the Nioh Last Chance demo. That is a good-ass video game. I am a huge Souls fan. Like Dark Souls... Souls is like one of my favorite things. Cal's pointing out the levels are a little bit louder than usual. Again, I point to the echo.
No, it's because you're yelling.
No, I'm not yelling. It's the echo. Do you not understand how echoes work? I'm not yelling. I'm talking the same level that I usually do, but now there is also an echo.
Yeah,
my voice doesn't
happen again.
My voice doesn't usually reverberate like this. Yes, it does. It does. No. It makes it louder.
Echoes are repetitive. It repeats your voice.
Okay. I thought you had more to say there, but that was it.
No, that is it. That is all.
Okay, so I've been playing Nioh. That game is sick.
Yeah.
I really want to pick it up. I don't think I'll get it at launch because...
Who has the time?
That's my exact problem. Like, I'm still going strong in Yakuza 0.
Yakuza 0 is like... This is like a 6-month game. You're good till Kiwami.
No, I'm good until Persona 5.
Persona 5 is like an 8-year game. So you're going to be good until you're...
Persona 6.
Yeah.
Till Catherine 2.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped for Persona 5. But yeah, so
I'm not. The more I hear about it, the less hype I
you're
am.
crazy.
I mean, I want to play it, but like when I go online and I see over 100 hours for a average gameplay experience,
Yeah.
I'm a little intimidated.
As you said, it's one of those games that is designed to be played for a long time.
But then I forget how to play if I leave it for too long. And then if I stop playing something, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to come back.
Okay, well, that's fair. Then you know what? You can live vicariously through me.
No, I'm going to play it because you're going to suck at it, and I'm going to take over because you're going to strategize. Just like when we played Persona 3.
Yeah, no. Okay, so getting back to the point here. Nioh. What a good game. It's got samurais in it. It's got the white samurai William, who is based on a real person. I've heard so much shit talking about how they're making a white character.
Whitewashing.
They're whitewashing Japanese history. It's like, first of all,
learn Japanese history.
Yeah, William is a real guy. He was basically kidnapped. Well, I would say kidnapped. Like he washed up on the shore in a shipwreck, and then he was forced to live in Japan.
Yeah,
as like some kind of bargaining chip. I don't know. It was really bizarre, but yeah. Then he became so enthralled with the samurai way of life that he actually became a samurai and got a Japanese wife. Like the guy is based on a real person.
Yeah, a white samurai.
Yeah, I think it's so awesome, and not just that. The team that makes it is Japanese. So
like, how are they going to whitewash their own country?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so bad. It's so funny because typically Japanese companies get they Asian wash everything. I don't know if there's another term. I don't know if there's a non-racist term. For that, but
I don't know. Let's just say culture wash.
Yeah, but they do. I mean, look at any movie they've ever created that has a multicultural cast. Look at the Attack on Titan movie, where everyone is Japanese, and they are specifically not all Japanese.
Yeah, this is like important to the story that they're not all Japanese.
Yeah.
That is a good example, though. And we do the same thing in North America. We take Japanese movies and we Japanese characters and we whitewash them, too.
Exactly. I will point to Ghost in the Shell, which is coming out really soon, and I'm so bummed out that there's a...
yeah, because that's another example of where a character is meant to be a certain cultural identity, and she just wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. Let me just mute that. So... anyway, Nioh's fantastic. I cannot sing its praises enough. It is incredibly difficult and incredibly deep. I don't think I've seen a game with so many systems since maybe Monster Hunter. Like, it is that level of complexity and like, I didn't know this did this. Or like, with so many like skill tree options, like, oh man, that game goes hard. Like,
yeah, and that's another reason that turns me off of playing it. Like, I like that style of gameplay, but it's too much.
It is extraordinarily overwhelming, but I like it.
I think people could learn it. I think it's going to be a good game for those people who spend the time with it.
Oh, yeah, like I said, when it goes down in price, I'll definitely pick it up. But yeah, just right now, it's not a good time to be picking up anything new.
Yeah.
And then we've got Nioh coming up, of course.
And priorities. The Switch is coming out.
No way. I would rather get Nioh than the Switch.
Yeah, but this isn't about you. You have all the games. I'm getting games now.
Well, the only game that you want is Zelda.
Which is all I need.
No, it's not. You will not play it. I remember when we got Skyward Sword, we got it like 2 weeks early.
Yes.
And then we took a year.
It's not my fault Skyward Sword ended up being shitty.
It's not shitty.
It's not my fault that I started playing it was really good, and then I hit the fucking wall. And if you've played Skyward Sword, you know what the fucking wall is.
The wall is when you need to go back through the dungeons for a second time. That was the point that I was like, oh no.
And that's where I stopped playing. That's where it was like, you know what, I just need a break. Yeah. And, we came back to it, and I'm happy I finished it. It was a good game in the end. Like, not a good game.
I think it was a good game in the end.
It was a good game, but not the best Zelda.
Oh, remember the Sky Whale? Oh, that was a good character. That was the best. That was the best character.
And the time stones or whatever.
I could leave the time stones.
I like the time stones.
They weren't bad, but I could leave them. So besides Nioh, Jesus, what else have I been playing this week?
Yakuza 0.
Yeah, of course Yakuza 0. But I played randomly. I played some more Metal Slug. That's been fun. Metal Slug is one of the best series ever made. So, it is one of the most unfair series ever made. If you want to talk about unfair games with bullshit mechanics, Metal Slug is up there for, like, steal your money. Like, I don't understand how they weren't sued, like, for theft. Yeah. It is so unfair.
You might as well get mugged.
Yeah, seriously.
But this is what everyone knows this.
I say that someone mods Yakuza 0 to replace Mr. Shakedown with a with a metal slug machine.
Yeah, it just comes in, takes all your money.
Exactly. Oh, dude, those games are so hard. What? I know I played something else, but I can't remember what it was. I know it's going to come to me later. So, Cal, have you been playing anything this week at all?
I played some Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
Which was good. I streamed a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I had like 3 viewers. I don't know. Internet was really slow and horrible.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm trying to think of what I actually played. Did I play anything? Can you remember?
I don't think you touched
I don't
anything.
even think I touched Pharaoh this week.
I don't think you even touched Pokemon. Yeah,
I haven't touched anything. Like I've been working.
Yeah, same here. Like the way that my work schedule is broken down now, I'm like working all day and then all night.
Yeah, that's mine too, because I have these freelance projects. It's just, it's absolutely insane over here. We did watch Moana, so didn't play it, but we watched it, and that fucking movie.
That is the biggest break that we've had this week, was to sit down and watch like an hour and a half long movie.
Oh, but it was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good. I really, really enjoyed Moana. So, like, if you haven't checked it out and you like Disney movies, watch that one.
Yeah,
it's
I will give that my recommendation. I like Moana a lot more than Frozen.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of movies that are better than Frozen.
Yeah, but I just mean in tiers. Like I like Tangled, then I don't like Frozen, then I like Moana. So. But bring me more Disney musicals, please.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I want. You know what? We want a Yakuza musical. Let's do it.
No, I don't want a Yakuza.
Why? All of them sing so
have
beautifully.
Have you ever seen a Japanese musical? Because I don't know if I've ever seen one.
They must exist.
They have to.
But I haven't seen one either. Other than like in a commercial or something like that. But
yeah, but like
I've never seen a full
like I mean like a modern day kind of musical, like
like either a film or
whatever. Like I don't mean like the old the classic ones, like way back when, like the theater kind of stuff. I mean like a modern day. Everyone's singing and dancing.
Either a kids movie or like
there has to be something, right? Or is it just?
Is that not a thing they do in their culture? They can't be. They can't not have taken
that. I don't think it's a cultural thing. It's just...
Yeah, it is.
That's so weird. I don't know. Okay, more research is needed. Okay, how about this? If you guys know of a Japanese musical, recommend it to me in the comments, because I really want to know. Or tweet me. But put it in the comments, because I want other people to know.
I can't think of anything else I played. I read some books.
Yeah.
Reading a book about an astronaut. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Deacon the Hedgehog is very, very hilarious, by the way.
Oh, okay. So we're doing hedgehogs now?
Yeah, I figured we should do that in the background.
Okay.
And I think it looks just like you.
Okay, so hold on a second. Let's bring this up here, okay? So the first result is... Let's describe what we're seeing here.
He's way past cool.
It is Sonic the Hedgehog with Chaos's water hair.
Yeah.
A bright blue diamond in the middle of his head. Deacon the Hedgehog. Again, search your name plus the Hedgehog. It is hours of entertainment.
Oh, you know what? Cal the Hedgehog is even better. It's like a red...
Let's go take a look. Cal the Hedgehog.
It's like a red tails.
What is that?
Maybe it's... No, it can't be.
No,
I don't think it's a girl, but it's like... It's... I don't know what it is.
Jenny the Hedgehog.
Jenny the Hedgehog.
Shit, this is so bizarre.
It's because of the the illustrator. I can't even speak because these are so terrible. I didn't play too many other games this week, but I did find a game in an unlikely place this week.
Oh.
I was at work.
Okay.
We were going through the DVDs because a bunch of DVDs have been going missing, like the discs.
Uh-huh.
Because for some reason, and this makes no sense to me because I'm paranoid, our library has all of the DVDs in their cases on the shelf. Like, who does that? But anyway, so we're going through and a bunch of the DVDs are missing. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
You know what else is on the shelf? Spore.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. It's educational.
But she's like, I thought it was a DVD.
I like the balls on the guy that donates a game that has a CD key.
Yeah.
Like, what a dick move.
He was in there too, I checked.
Yeah, but what a dick move. You can't just... Hey, here you go, library.
It's probably some kid. Like, the parents donated it.
That sucks so bad. Like, it really
and it's just sitting there on the shelf.
So bad.
There's no way it's ever circulated. Like, what is this even here for? And I'm like, that's a game, right? She's like, no. Not even a good game.
What I like to do, okay, here's my move, okay?
Okay.
This is a pro tip for anyone that can't afford video games. Go to your thrift shop, find all the games that have CD keys, especially things like Steam games or EA games, whatever, and pull out your fucking cell phone and take a picture of that key and then go home and register it. Because
this also works at your local GameStop.
Yeah.
If you want to get ballsy.
Because you know what? It is on them to check that shit, so I don't even feel bad.
The thrift store is not too
I
bad.
don't even feel bad at all.
At retail, it's a little worse. And I know you've done it.
Yeah, shouts out to my copy of Portal on the PC. No, Portal 2 specifically.
Yeah.
And, what's another... Oh, man, we're getting into some, like, dark web illegal shit here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a little bit...
You know what? It's past its statute of limitations. No one knows if this is true. For anyone that's listening, this is
just a story. It's made up.
This is all lies. Yeah,
It's just made up.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, you could.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to go into a store and you were to find a copy of Guitar Hero...
Don't do this, though.
Yeah, no, don't do this. This is just a weird story. But if you were to find a copy of Guitar Hero AC/DC... And if you were to find the code for that game,
yeah, I forgot
in the box, and then if you were to write that into your phone and then email it to yourself, and then when you get home, register it,
and then play AC/DC songs.
Yeah, and then play AC/DC all night. I mean, I feel like it's in the spirit. If it's in the spirit of the band to do it, not that you should, but. I don't think anyone has a problem with that.
I think the person who owns the key has the problem. You know the best part is, though, at these retail locations where if the key doesn't work, they just send it back into the manufacturer.
Exactly. It's a victimless crime. You're right, Cal. I like the way you think. No one gets hurt. So I'm glad that you're endorsing this.
I'm not endorsing this.
Cal, this is the Cal seal of approval.
I'm not endorsing
Steal
this.
Video games.
Do not steal
punch
video
a child.
Games. Do not punch children unless they deserve it.
No,
Haruka.
No. Just punch them regardless.
Don't listen to Deacon.
It's a standard hello.
He doesn't know. Where?
No. Caltopia.
Punch.
Oh, God. Can you tell how late this is?
It's not even late. This is early by our standards.
No, this is pretty late.
No, you were just...
I'm a very old man. I'm a very old man.
You're like, it's 9 o'clock. I've had my warm milk. I'm ready for bed.
I've finished my dinner at Harvey's. I need to head home. My early bird dinner.
Oh, my God. It's only old men that really, like, old people in general that come into the library. Yeah. So it's like, this is now my life is talking to these old fucking men.
Yeah.
And you know what they take out?
What?
Westerns. They're all reading Westerns. Like, what?
Because that's what they grew up with.
Yeah, but they're still doing it. It's
of course
like,
they are.
I always wonder, like, what do old men read? Like, I know what I read. I know what you read.
Yeah.
But, like, what do these old men come in for? Some of them read, the normal crime stuff. Like,
yeah. How do you think they feel about Westworld? I would love to sit...
I was trying to talk to this old guy at work about Westworld. He's like, I don't watch TV anymore. I hate it all. All I do is I shovel snow so my classic car has a place to be parked.
Wow.
And every night I read one Western, but he reads the whole book at night. That's awesome. Like, this guy, he talked to me for like 10 minutes about his old businesses and what he used to do for a living, and then how he was buying this car, but it keeps snowing and he has nowhere to park.
Oh my God.
That
sounds like my idea of hell.
This is these people's lives. They don't do anything. Like, could you imagine not playing video games? What boring people. Like, I shovel.
How boring, this man with his Westerns and classic car. Yeah, I can't believe I'm not subscribed to his podcast.
But what an empty life where there's no Westworld and where there's no Yakuza 0.
Yeah. I mean, that old prick's probably not even looking forward to Nier Automata.
Yeah.
What an idiot. He doesn't even know about Kiwami. You old fuck.
But he's telling me this story. He's like, we were the kind of business where, like, we would take you and your wife out, and I'm like...
Oh, Jesus. That's great.
Those are my adventures at work. So you don't do anything. You work from home. It's not as fun. You have no exciting stories.
I don't need exciting stories. That's why I play video games and read Westerns.
I think I'm going to read one just to see what the fuck
You should. But you can start recommending them.
Oh man, I could start recommending. They've read them all though. They read so many westerns, these old men, that we have to borrow like 30 books at a time from another library that come in a bin.
That's awesome.
And then we like swap them out because these.
What are you guys going to do in like 20 years when there's no more people visiting
All of our.
libraries?
I was
Where
saying
all
this
of your
the other
patrons
day.
are dead.
I literally said this the other day. Like, we're slowly going to lose patrons because everyone's old and they're going to die.
So is it just going to turn into like some scam where no one's actually reading books from the library, but it's all the librarians checking them out under their dead clients' names? Everybody
We should do that.
just get up that attendance. As soon as someone dies, they get added to a.
Yeah, just get the books that they normally would get out.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's going to suspect a thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's how it works.
It just goes to line your own pockets.
What? What? We don't make any money from the free books.
No, but it's government funded, right? And the more,
but it's
the more that people borrow, the more funding you get. So you should be doing this now and get yourself a raise.
We have like 50 kids a week for story time, and our craft budget for the whole year is $200.
Jesus Christ.
And this is 50 kids every week that come, and there's like 3
I
crafts.
feel like you could stretch that.
We do. We get lots of donations. Someone started up with paper plates today.
Exactly. So
exciting.
like you could fold those paper plates in half, fill them with rice, maracas. Done.
Okay, nerds, listen to me. I need to make book recommendations. So, drop your book recommendations in the comments. And I'm curious. Don't drop anything that's like good because our library doesn't have it. Just give me your shit.
No, don't do that. Find.
Drop your book recommendations.
No, find the most musical Japanese musical and let me know in the comments.
Do my thing. And
No.
young adult or adult fiction. Young adult would be better though because I mostly work in the teen section.
No, just I want to know about Japanese musicals. Okay. This took the
I am
weirdest turn.
crowdsourcing.
So I guess what we're saying is not a lot's happened this week.
Yeah, we pretty much worked. It was very exciting. I swear I played something else, but that must have been last week.
Yeah.
You were like, you told me to remember to say that I played
can't
something,
remember,
but now I can't
what it was
remember.
now.
Oh well,
Yeah.
It can't be memorable. So, anything happened in the world of Yakuza 0?
Besides the launch, which
Yeah.
again has gone swimmingly, I've never seen again so many people so happy.
Yep.
We've slowly been counting down with different cool stuff every day to the launch.
Which you probably all know about now because the game, by the time most people will hear this, has been out for a few days.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'm not even going to worry about this. For some reason, I'm not blaming anyone, but for some reason the site was down today.
Yes.
I don't know how long. I don't know how long the site.
happenstance.
I don't know how long the site was down.
I know
for.
exactly how long the site was down
KHH
for.
Subs site was down as well. Everyone on
not suspicious at all.
there were people on NeoGAF trying to work out why they couldn't get onto KHH Subs site.
I like how he's the problem. Like,
Well,
of all the
it's
sites
because
on
he
our
has all of
server-
the sub stories written out in English.
Oh.
Yeah, so like our server is being hammered. Not just from Yakuza fan, but also from freaking KHH sub sites where people are trying to log on and get all of these sub stories and maps and shit, which is great. Don't get me wrong. Like, more power to them, but
We were suspended from 8 o'clock or 11 o'clock last night to whatever time I brought it back online, 9:17 this morning. So it was down for 9 hours. When you steal people's hosting, you get what you pay for.
No. I felt so bad. Like, I went to log on this morning. I was like, oh, yeah, I've got to go wrap up that contest, turn it off.
Oh, man. I
pick a
felt
winner.
that, too. And you know what? It just pissed me off. Like, they cut our service at midnight the day the invoice was due.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's hardcore, though.
It's probably all automated, to be fair.
Ah, man. And it's not like it's cheap.
No, it's not.
It costs a small fortune to run a website. Mm-hmm. So anyway, sorry about that. I guess that's what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, thanks, Cal. This is why I don't put you in charge.
I don't want to be in charge.
No, you have to be in charge. Trust me, the site wouldn't be back up if I was in charge. Where do I log in?
I got it back up as soon as I could.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my problem. I forgot to pay the invoice.
It's fine. So, what else have we had going on this week?
A cool interview.
Yeah, we got to ask Scott Strickett from Sega a few questions about localization, what it's like to work with Sega, what kind of environment it is working with the original Japanese team, how much say they get in the localization process.
It was pretty good. It's a good interview. You should check it out.
It is, yeah. Head over to yakuzafan.com. It's like one of the first articles, but yeah, he really goes in depth in there. And You've probably seen by now that there's a few other sites out there that have he's done some interviews with. And you know what? I'm just going to say our one's the best.
I agree. No, but there's a reason besides the bias. The other interviews are very run-of-the-mill. Just your standard questions.
I found that the other interviews were a little bit less in-depth from a game localization point.
Yeah.
That were more about him and what his role was,
Right.
which was kind of the crux of the entire thing, whereas we already knew a lot of those answers, so I wanted to ask questions that were a little bit more pointed.
And I mean, we're Yakuza nerds. That's what the site is about. So why wouldn't we ask the nerdier questions?
Yeah, exactly. So go check it out. I also talked about the kind of reception that the game's been getting, what the buzz has been like, what the environment has been like for the team working on it.
We learned stuff. Like, there's stuff in this interview that I had no clue.
Yeah, I was actually really, really impressed. Yeah, go
read that.
Go read the
YakuzaFan.com.
Thank you again to Scott and John for
who don't listen to our podcast.
It doesn't matter.
We do this every week.
I do, but
they still don't listen to the podcast.
You know what? That's fine. But you know what? Send them a thank you on Twitter.
I will. Yeah, everyone tweet them and say thank you.
Yeah, no context. Just thank you. don't tell them.
I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
Yeah, they probably will. And when they ask why, just give them an emoji. It doesn't matter which one. Just pick an emoji and just be super coy. Like, yeah, thank you.
Steal the Onamichi, the Venomichi.
No, you can't do that.
That's our copyright.
No, it's not. So the only other thing,
original character. Please don't say.
So there's a few other things that came out this week. There's like I believe it's called a perfect capture guide for Yakuza 6. It is a big ass book of every single thing that is available to do in Yakuza 6. Like,
so it's like really small, or
yeah, no kidding. It's half the size of the Yakuza 5 book.
Quarter of the Yakuza 0 book.
Yeah, and the other way around. Yakuza 5 is way bigger than 0.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. There's 5 characters.
Yeah, but there's not so much side stuff, is there?
There's more.
But what about side missions?
Yes, there's more.
But it's not as good.
I'd say about the same.
Then why did you score it half a point lower?
Because there's too much to do sometimes. And they focus on the wrong things. And
because it's not good.
You're not wrong. That's exactly why the score was dropped. It's not as good as other games in the series, and it's not technically as impressive. So go watch my review. Fuck what I'm saying. I didn't like your review. That's fine. I
edited that review.
Don't watch my review then. Just know that it's
your script.
What do they give it? Like a 3? I don't know.
Yakuza, what? I'm talking about not 6. I'm talking about 5.
Yeah, 5 got.
Why'd you give it half a point lower than 0 if it's better?
It's not better. There's just more to do in it.
But I asked you if it was better.
Oh, well, no.
I said 0 is a better game.
Oh, no.
With me.
Oh, no, sorry. I thought you were asking if there was more to do in it. And yes, there is more to do in it. It's not better.
Yeah, that's where the
okay. Then
the conversation flowed.
Oh, well.
It changed.
Okay, well, it's changing. It's changing back. No,
tides.
It's regressing.
You were regressing.
It's true. It's my Neanderthal state.
What is wrong with you? This is our worst podcast yet.
It's true. It's so funny. Like
these podcasts are getting progressively worse, not better.
I think that's true. Like, we've got this nice echo now. we're out of news to talk about. Now, but getting back to this Yakuza 6 perfect capture guide.
Okay, right, yes. This tiny pocketbook.
There is, there's high quality artwork for literally everything in the game.
Oh, that's how they padded it out.
Lists of all of the restaurants with every single food item and how much it costs. The thing that I thought was really bizarre. So it's
almost like an old school style player's guide where they actually list everything and they have it all.
It's just lists. Like there is no what's the word?
Walkthrough.
Editorial.
Oh, okay.
Like there is walkthrough. Like it's a guide, but it's just
data
lists. Like here's the list of everything to do here. Here's the list of all the side quests. I have
mad respect for this. This is exactly what I want out of a guide.
Yeah, it is that.
So the Animal Crossing one is kind of like
it's that.
Now that one has some airtime. But
the weirdest thing that I thought was in the guide is there's a character that shows up in Yakuza 6, and I'm not going to go into big spoilers here, but you only ever see them like in a bed. Mm-hmm. Like you only ever see like their head, like they're laying down in the bed, and you only ever see their head on a pillow.
Okay,
that is all you see of this character throughout the whole game, and the guide actually has a render of them in a wheelchair. like looking at the camera.
What?
It's the only place, like, I posted it to our Discord. It's the only place any of us have actually seen what this guy looks like.
That's weird.
Right? It's not on the official website. It is only in this guide. I've got the photos of the guide up on the website.
They must have, like, who made the guide?
Famitsu.
So do you think they just provide it Famitsu with the photo?
I've got to think so. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, this guy here. That is the only picture we've ever seen of him. Like, yeah, it's so bizarre. It's so weird that exists as a thing. They even rendered him with sandals on.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Well, DLC incoming? DLC confirmed?
No, definitely not. I will tell you right now, there's no more DLC coming for Yakuza 6. It's done. Like, they're already on to the next project. Yeah. Ryuga Studio aren't really known for their, like, big, expansive DLCs, which I think that's a little bit of a shame. Like, I've got an extra, like, 1,400 yen sitting in my Japanese account. I'd happily drop that on some DLC to unlock, like, the rest of the city in Yakuza 6.
The rest of the city. I want the rest of the game.
I don't want the rest of the game. I just want to unlock Kamurocho Hills. Like, here's what I want. I just want a little side story that just wraps up some of the other characters.
I want more Pocket Circuit.
The Pocket Circuit guy is in Yakuza 6.
Yes, but not as a Pocket Circuit attendant.
No, but he does come back in his full outfit from the 80s.
That's great.
It's so good. He's one of the best parts of that game.
I like him. So that's it. That's all that happened this week, right?
There was one other thing that we... this has kind of been known about for a while. But in Yakuza 6, on the top of New Serena, there is a safe that I think it was patched in. Like, I think it was one of the first things that got patched in. But basically, there's a safe that it needs a code to unlock. It doesn't have a key anywhere in the game that it's needed to unlock. The only way to unlock it is to input a, 16-character code. Okay, have you heard about this?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I'm just telling it to the audience.
Yes.
So anyway, originally there was a map released that on the official Riga Gotoku website that showed off both the in-game locations and the real-world locations and kind of compared them to each other. And it has a map. And at the top of the map, where in-game is the, what's it called? The like the lookout tower, the shrine?
Yeah.
There's a little picture of a key. But in-game, there's no key there, and it's not drawn attention to. The key is just on this map, and...
There's one map off the website.
Yeah, and that's it. So, fans got curious, and they went exploring. And they went to the top in Onamichi, in the real-world location. They went up to the shrine. And there they found, a little cat statue with a card around its neck that says... that just has the Yakuza 6 logo. And then they turn it around and it's got a 16-digit code on it.
So this is a real-world place, real place that they physically went to with their nerd waddles up these steps.
No, they would have gone up the ropeway.
Okay.
So the gondola. For you Canadians.
Hey, side story, real quick.
Yeah.
In Canada,
Sub-story activated.
Sub-story activated. Gondola. In the rest of the world, gondola means, those boats that you take around in Venice, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, a gondola is a boat that goes on the waterways in Italy, Venice.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay, cool. I knew that. Now, what I also knew is that in places in Canada, like, say, Banff, our beautiful mountain area, where I vacationed multiple times as a child, we have a ropeway that takes you up the mountain. And what is it called? The Banff Gondola. So,
amazing.
And then there's more. There's one in Ontario. I was looking this up. As a kid, I just
assume they were all called gondolas.
I believe that they were gondolas. There's no reason why things couldn't have one word for multiple things. It happens.
Yeah.
So I thought that these were gondolas, and I only recently found out that the rest of the world apparently doesn't call them gondolas.
For you.
So you Canadians on here. They're not gondolas. They're ropeways. We're just idiots.
Like how for you, the word for a boat and about are the same thing. It's the exact same word for you guys, right? Oh, I'm getting to the death stare now. Cal is literally turning red. There is steam coming from his head.
My favorite song in Moana
is
the one with Maui.
That's the only good song.
He is a demigod.
So, let me get back to it. So, again, head over to the website. We've got a full photo, we saw all the photos from Famitsu and put them online. And you can kind of see how the code was found.
And did you do a video?
Yes, there is a little video. Go watch it. That just kind of shows you where the safe is and what you get out of it. I think, I'm going to spoil it now. All you get out of it is a rainbow Manju, which is like a little steam bun.
Yeah.
And if you eat it, it gives you 500 experience points in like every stat. It's so useless.
So
it feels like
it's such a way. It feels like
such a letdown.
I think a costume would have been something better in there. Like
something. It should have given you something that doubles the size of the Michio Ono costume that they just released.
Yes. That would have been a worthy prize.
Yep. That's the other thing that's released this week. We've also got a Michio Ono costume for Yakuza 6. I really dislike it. It's got a tiny little head instead of his great big head. I don't know why they decided to go like that. That was really stupid. We also had a day one patch for Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
That added I think it was 4 packs of DLC.
So they just patched them right in.
Yeah, patched them right in. But it's worth noting this. Now, this is something that people have been finding out as it's been going on. Usually DLC is included with the Yakuza games.
Yes.
Like when they're released, you just get it.
Yeah.
Except this time they actually rolled out the DLC, which to me says they just want to keep that in the news. I think they honestly want every time that they roll out the next piece of DLC, they want the news sites to go, oh, new piece of DLC for Yakuza 0.
Yeah. And that's why it's done.
Yeah. And I get
marketing.
Yeah, it is. It's but given what they are, yeah, it's purely marketing.
But the fact that they're doing it exactly the same way it released in Japan is really cool.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything bad about it because the more times people bring up the Yakuza series, even if it is for something silly.
Yeah. But it's not negative. It's just reporting. It's just saying this is out here. This costume is cool.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to our press releases coming in every couple of weeks of, hey, new costume available.
Yeah. But it's good. But that's the other thing. Then they have an excuse to email everyone and tell them to boot up Yakuza 0 again. Exactly.
Okay, so one of the weird things that people have been noticing with Yakuza 0, if you have a save file for Ryugogotoku Ishin, and you load up the game, it will actually import special items.
So they just left that in, basically.
Yeah, it just pulls it directly from the Japanese version of Ishin. And you get the secret item for having Ishin clear data.
I think that has to do with the PS4 because I've noticed that sometimes my trophies will randomly switch languages on the websites if I'm playing Japanese games. Like my Miku trophies were all in Japanese last time I looked at the site.
Really? That's interesting.
Even though I played the game in English, and I think it's just the PS4 was being glitchy. Like the PlayStation website and everything. So I think that the PS4 games just use the exact same hooks in English and Japanese.
I will be interested to see if I boot up Kiwami, the Japanese version, with my 0 save data. I wonder if I'm going to get any unlocks in Kiwami.
That would be a good reason to, a good experiment.
I wonder if it goes based on save data or whether it goes based on trophies. Because I'm pretty sure that you can tell a game to look at a trophy list, and if you have that trophy list, unlock. If you've popped a single trophy under that list, okay, well, you've played this, you get this.
Yeah, on the PS4 3 versions, they looked at the save data.
Of Yakuza?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so. Because I remember being bummed out when I tried to load up 3 and I didn't get the Kenzen trophy. The Kenzen special item.
Yeah, but that was kind of different technology too. Like the way the PS3 imported games and everything was a little bit different than the PS4.
I think so too, but whatever.
And trophies and everything, save data was still... the PS3 handled saves really weird too.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, for sure. And I think that was basically it for Yakuza 0 news.
Yakuza news in general.
Yeah, so what I want to know is how are you guys liking the game? We've been promoting it on Facebook and on Twitter, and so far the buzz for us has been really great. I want to know, in the comments, what do you guys think of 0? Does it live up to the hype? I gave it a 5 out of 5. That is the highest review I've ever given a game.
Yeah.
And I don't regret that. I'm still playing it, and I'm still happy with that score.
Yeah.
I want to know where it sits for you guys. Is it the top of the series? There's been a little bit of back and forth on Facebook about whether it's the best one. I think it's up there. Yeah. For sure. It is currently the most engaging one.
Yeah, I agree. And the story is paced well. And
it's so good.
It's and let's not talk about the games that haven't come out yet in English. Yeah. It's all of the games and everything have finally come together. Everything that they've learned over the past, 10 years? Yeah. It's all come together in one game. Yeah. And that's really what Yakuza 0 is.
Yeah, for sure.
The game, the mini games and the characters and the systems and all of that.
Now, I was pondering this to you earlier, and I kind of want to talk about it here. I want to know, is there anyone out there that's starting with Yakuza 0 and doesn't know anything about the other games in the series? Because
the podcast listeners will probably know. But,
okay, but if you know someone who's...
do you have a friend or something?
Yeah, if you know someone who's just started with 0 and isn't planning to go back and watch, or play Yakuza 1.
Yeah, or even, all the other games.
Yeah, or just doesn't know, and he's going to jump into Kiwami.
They're going to do 0, Kiwami, and then 6. That's their plan.
Yeah. Let me know how that experience is. Because that's going to be so weird.
Yeah, I want to know what happens when they play Kiwami.
Going through 0, I mean, you guys have played it at this point. And it's not really spoilers to say, but, there are people and villains that show up in 0.
That aren't villains.
That completely change their characters in Yakuza 1.
Yeah.
And I want to know, how does that work? Does it add more to the character because you've met them before? These characters that you've spent so many hours with in 0, when you go to Kiwami, does that change your opinion of them? Are you having these emotional connections? Because,
we're not...
I don't want to say anything to spoil it.
They're going to see it as a progression rather than us who's seeing it kind of looking back.
Yeah.
It's a difference in...
It's got to be so weird, though, to play it... Don't get me wrong, I think it's a cool way to play it, especially... I mean, okay, spoilers for Kiwami and Yakuza 1, just going forward from here, I'm sure that everyone that's listening to the podcast probably knows this by now, so, skip ahead, a few seconds, give it, a minute, then come back. So, Nishiki is the primary villain of Yakuza 1. In Yakuza 0, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's bro.
He bends over backwards to make sure Kiryu gets ahead. And then you have these amazing bro moments with him, where it's just two ass kickers against the world kind of moments.
Yeah.
And then to have that just completely change in Kiwami, and it's gonna be so weird. And what's his name there? Sohei Dojima. Mm-hmm. He is killed within the first 5 minutes of Yakuza 1.
Yeah.
And he is the crux of that story. And he's just such a cool character in Yakuza 0. They fleshed him out so well with the kind of man that he is.
Right, and you're actually going to feel for him when he dies.
No.
Well, okay, you're going to feel something.
You're going to feel something, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just it. I felt nothing for him when I was playing Yakuza 1. It's oh, okay. But now it's now when I go back to play Yakuza 1, I'm going to be fuck you, yes. Yeah, I'm glad you're dead.
Yeah, but you see this still from looking back. Whereas these people, this is going to be their first experience with him dying. You already know he's going to die.
Yeah.
So for them, it's going to be he finally died.
Now here's the weird part. In the credits for Yakuza 0, they do the Metal Gear thing with, here's the timeline as it progresses from now.
Oh.
And it gives every character that you've played with a small description of what they went on to do, a little epilogue.
Yeah.
So and so Dojima went on to do this and then was found murdered in 1995. It's
Wow, I didn't realize it did that.
Yeah.
That's a great thing for people.
Is it though? Because I would rather they didn't put that in for people who've never played it.
Yeah, so that Kiwami.
When they jump into Kiwami and it's holy shit, Nishiki killed Dojima? Holy fuck. That guy was top tier asshole. And then Nishiki fucking killed him?
Good for you, Nishiki.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like that's... I envy people that can have that experience, is I think what I'm trying to say here. Because 0 is such a good spot to jump into the series. And it adds so much to characters that are to come later, especially Yakuza 1, that it's going to be so weird to have that as a sequel or as a prequel and then a sequel. So.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm so excited. Kiwami comes out hopefully 6 months. I'm guessing more 9. I think
it says summer.
Does it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just 2017.
No, it's summer.
Summer. Okay, so hopefully 6 months from now. That's the hope. And then with any luck, we'll get Yakuza 6 early next year. Then, man, there's just so much Yakuza. There's just so much to do.
Some might say too much.
No, never too much Yakuza. we still don't know what they're working on over at Ryuga Gotoku Studio.
Hopefully not Yakuza.
I know. I want Kiwami 2.
Well,
like,
yeah.
Just give me that remake of Yakuza 2.
Kiwami 2 would be a great addition to the library.
Okay, now do you think that if they were to remake it, do you think they would use the Dragon engine, or do you think they would go back and use the Zero engine?
I think we've talked about this before, haven't we?
No.
I heard good argument made for keeping with the Zero engine just for the fact that it's looks the same and it's not going to be jarring for when you...
But we're going from Kiwami to 6, and like Japanese players went from Kiwami to 6 in a single year.
I guess, but it's just a very different game.
I guess
6, just the way the city is set up and stuff.
Yeah.
It's everything is to scale, so it's a little bit jarring when you first go in there. Now I know we've already played it, but they're gonna have to redo it to be Kiwami 2 city, whereas the city from Kiwami is already done. Like they use the same engine.
All I do is swap out a few buildings. I mean, realistically, like...
Yeah, but it's not just swapping out a few buildings when it comes to retexturing and stuff.
No, it really is. Like, the fact that syntax error, the retro bar, is still in Yakuza 0 proves that it doesn't matter. Like, Yakuza 0 is set in 1988, and if you go over to the Champion District, you can find syntax error.
Yeah.
The retro bar.
Yeah, but what's it have to do with game development?
That it doesn't matter. It's fine for them to just reuse assets. Like,
but I'm telling you that there aren't assets to reuse in the new engine.
There are, though.
Just what's in 6.
Yeah. Like...
It's not enough. The whole city's not even built.
Yeah, all they need to do is open it up a little bit. Like, there's not a lot that needs to be done. Like, Kamurocho Hills at this point is like almost an empty lot.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like it could work really well. I do agree in some sense that Kiwami 2 would be better off... be on the original, like the Yakuza 0 Kiwami engine. Just because it's there, it's ready to go. I feel like it's probably pretty easy just to plug shit into it and go.
Yeah, that's what I'm arguing.
But at the same time, if they really took their time and used Kiwami 2 as another stepping stone in the Dragon engine, like the biggest fault I have with the Dragon engine is that it feels empty. If they were to put the resources into Kiwami 2 in the Dragon engine, they would be able to flesh that out a lot better.
Right, but Kiwami is meant to be a cheap moneymaker. It's not meant to be something that is one of their sign-off games.
But the Yakuza 2 is like one of the most highly respected games in the series.
That doesn't mean that Kiwami 2 is going to be a good moneymaker, even if it is built on the Dragon engine.
I don't think so. I think that Kiwami, from my understanding, was fairly overlooked in its original Japanese release. And especially because, you know, a year later you got this way better engine.
I don't think
that it's not a better engine, it's just a different...
I think it's better. But it's not like people are sitting around not playing the game because of the engine. It's because nobody cared about playing Yakuza 1 again.
Maybe. I don't know. I think Yakuza 1 is going to do a lot better in the West than it did in Japan.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, Kiwami's going to do better in the West.
I don't know. I still say that it would be a misstep to put Kiwami 2 in the Dragon engine. However, I would like to see them use that time and money. I would rather see them. I mean, I want Kiwami 2 and I want them to just make it cheaply.
Yeah, just get it out to me. I don't care how.
And I would like to see them use the Dragon engine for another stepping stone game like Ishin and Kenzen.
Yeah.
Maybe something where we see the start of the Tojo clan.
You're stealing my idea now. Set it back right after the war. Show me how the Tojo clan got formed. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Oh, it would be so good. Like, knowing how Zero ends and like all of the major characters. Oh god, that would be so cool to see how it all started.
Yeah. Well, then we have the ending. We have 6. We have... If Kiwami 2 were to come out, we would have every piece of the puzzle except the first one. And, like, I don't think 0 is really the place where it all begins, because when you jump in there, you've got Kiryu, but you've got a well-established Tojo clan. Like, you've got all these characters there. These are already bosses. These are already guys in line.
Yeah. Like, you're starting, like, the leader of the Tojo clan is the, like, second patriarch. Like, the second acting patriarch.
Yeah.
So it's not even the original, like, ruler or, like, the person who ran the Tojo clan.
Yeah.
What I want to see is that guy, young, forming the Yakuza. Like,
and you doing the kinds of things that the Yakuza did back then, whatever it was that they did.
Back when it was like super shady. Like, Yakuza 0 feels a lot more violent than any of the other games, and that's just because of the time period it's in. It's a lot more violent.
Yeah.
But go back to post-war, where everyone's living in slums and like trying to rebuild, and the Yakuza were like right in that middle of villains and also heroes.
Yeah, you're not going to a host club. You're going to see a geisha. Like
you're going to see a boxing match between American soldiers and Japanese.
Yeah, like that post-war.
Yeah, where if the Japanese boxer wins, he gets the shit kicked out of him by the American soldiers. Yeah. Like seriously, that's the kind of shit that would happen.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that era is so ripe to like.
It was that culture clash as well, so I think that would be really interesting.
Yeah, because you've still got people running around in like kimonos.
Yeah.
And along with like Western style clothes. People are using modern technology and then also not wanting to relinquish that traditionalism.
Yeah. I that's why I was pointing out Memoirs of a Geisha is a good movie that shows that time period pretty well.
Good.
Like, that's the only movie I can think of that really shows it.
I mean, Ishin is kind of there. Like it shows.
Ishin is the revolution.
Ishin is the restoration of the
Meiji,
the shogunate.
Yeah, the Meiji.
No, not the shogunate. The emperor. I'm sorry. The overthrowing of the shogunate and restoring the emperor.
What is the name of it? What I just said. The Meiji Restoration period.
Yes.
Which is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
You keep talking over me.
Sorry, you're very easy to talk over.
But we're not talking then. We're talking post-war. We're talking this the second that we would call this. I don't know what they would call it in Japan, but it's where they have the technological revolution.
Okay, let's
where they moved from being bombed to building the best cell phones. That kind of stuff.
I mean, yes, that stuff is all in there, but okay, how do you think they would handle the fact that and this might be a little bit controversial. Okay. Remember that the Japanese sided with the Nazis.
Yes.
Okay, remember that was the thing. And it's like not as much of a taboo to dress up in a Nazi uniform in Japan. Like that is not. But I mean, it is bad. Don't get me wrong, but there's not a.
It doesn't have the.
It doesn't have the same stigma because, and again, this is kind of controversial, but because they were on the wrong side of the war. All of that is brushed under the rug. Yeah. Like, they don't learn about Japan's side.
Yeah, in World War II.
In World War II. Like, I remember foreign exchange students when I was back home in Australia, they would come and, like, at the time, we were learning about World War II. And so we had these Japanese exchange students that came into our classroom, and they had, like, we would just sit there and they were having the lecture about what happened in World War II, what the Japanese and the Nazis and, like, all of that, like how that all came together. And I remember like these students crying because they didn't even know that this was a thing that happened. Yeah. And like not believing it. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God. First of all, this is so insensitive. Yeah. But it was so weird. Now,
I agree. They should have like coached those kids before that class.
They shouldn't have let them in. Yeah. Like just don't.
Like nobody wants to find out they were on the wrong side of the war.
But you shouldn't be going in.
Especially in high school age. Like, you can't let sensitive children, and they are. Yeah, they're coming from a different country, and you can't throw them into that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Australia for you.
Oh, yeah, you jump right in there. Like, anyways, I'm getting a little bit off topic here. But what I would like to see is, like, how do you think they would deal with, like, sympathizers in, like, a sub-story? So, like, hey, this guy has been left in Japan and he really needs to get out to get back to Germany. Do you think that that's something that they would jump into? Given all the weird sex stuff?
I don't know if they would. I mean, first of all, they like to brush under the rug. And second of all, whilst Japan did side with the Nazis, they didn't...
This is the weirdest podcast we've ever done.
I know, but they didn't necessarily side with the killing and the bad stuff with the Nazis. What they sided with was the fact... They didn't. What they wanted was weapons. What they wanted was to further Japan.
They didn't go with the...
Japan wasn't responsible for any more atrocity than any other Western developed country.
Yeah.
The U.S. put Japanese people in concentration camps too.
Exactly.
Like, this is a thing.
So did Australia.
And Korea put Japanese people in concentration camps. Like, this happened all over the place. It wasn't a good time for anybody.
No, not at all.
But Japan's role in World War II is very complicated. So I don't think it's really fair to comment on it with your high school knowledge of World War II.
Very true, very true. But there's so many stories from that era, from specifically Japan, that would be so interesting to dive into.
And they would skip them.
Oh, even if they're fictionalized. I feel like that there's such a good story that you could tell there.
I think maybe for somebody who was well educated in that history and sensitive to it, but the problem is it's really difficult to be sensitive to all of the cultures involved. Like you've got Japan, and then you've got what's happened in Germany and in Europe in World War II, which is very far removed. Like Japan I don't think at the time anyway, they quite grasped what was going on. Like, the government might have, but the people certainly didn't.
Jeez.
There was so much propaganda during that war.
Yeah, it was really bad.
And I would prefer, personally, to see the aftermath in the sense of the bombs. The atom bombs and stuff, like that in sub-stories. Yeah. Like, little Sadeko I
don't want to. I don't know how I feel about that.
She's folding paper cranes. We need to fold paper cranes for her.
I don't know how I feel about that.
That would be the better side, because that's a little bit more emotional. It's safe.
Oh my god, I could see that sub-story now. That would be the worst.
Like, she's at 850 and she's gonna die.
My god, and then
we need to fold the cranes for her, and then we fold the... This is a book, by the way.
I know. No. This was also a play. I watched this.
Sadeko and the 1,000 Paper Cranes.
I watched this in high school. Like we had like a troupe come in and perform this for us in high school.
Beautiful story.
It was like soul crushing.
If you want to know, okay, let me tell you the story of this girl. Basically, she's a little girl, and she has leukemia. And she's got leukemia because she grew up in post World War II, atom bomb, whatever.
Fukushima.
Yeah, I think was it Fukushima?
Oh no, it was Hiroshima. Maybe.
Hiroshima, yeah.
She grew up in Onamichi. Oh my god, it's all coming together.
Okay, anyway, she because of the radiation, she's got cancer. There's higher rates of cancer there. We know it. Childhood cancers are really high in that area. Sad stuff. And this isn't even new. This story came out. So sorry,
just to make sure that that's not as insensitive as it sounds. Onamichi is in Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Like just so, like they barely touch on that in 6.
Yeah.
But like Onamichi is right there where like bombs went off.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So there's a Japanese myth that if you fold 1,000 paper cranes, it's like a prayer. You can be healed from an illness.
Yeah,
and it's like a.
Is that what it was? I thought you got a wish.
It's almost like a wish. Like
I thought it was a wish. Like 1,000 paper cranes, you get a wish.
I don't know. It's more. What's the word I'm looking for? Abstract. Like it's not like you're guaranteed a wish. It's like you can wish, and it's like a prayer.
Okay.
So she's folding these cranes, and she's getting sicker and sicker, and the news gets out that this little girl is sick and she needs these cranes. So cranes start coming in from all over the world, like people from this went out in other countries, and they're folding these cranes like in North America and everywhere, and sending them to Sadeko, and she dies. She dies before she can get to the 1,000 cranes, and still more cranes kept coming in, and that kind of branched off to be like almost they do cranes now, kind of in memoriam of what's happened in Japan. So I would like to see that tied into the game if they were to do that.
I could see the sub-story.
I mean, they love to rip off stories, so they would take the story, I'm sure.
My favorite thing is the way that they do old history. Like, Riga Gotoku Studio does old history like no other studio.
Yes.
Where they get so bizarre with what they do, and they just... they give up any sense of realism.
Yeah, at the end of the sub-story, maybe she comes back to life.
Oh, no!
This would be Yakuza style.
Oh, she comes back as a ghost.
Yes, and then she thanks you for folding the cranes or something.
Oh, no. That would be the worst. And they would do it. They would do it.
Then you gotta take her picture because they're using the Dragon engine.
Oh, no. That would be the absolute worst thing that they could do.
And they would do it.
They would totally do it. They would totally do it. No, see, like... I feel like that. Yes, they would do that, but like again, they get weird with old history.
Yeah.
I could see them. I could see the game where the protagonist goes on to win the war.
Maybe not that far.
I don't know whether they would.
don't think...
I think that they would get to the point where they're just about to win the war, and then they will be betrayed, and that's how the war would be lost. It would be this one little thing. They've infiltrated the US, and they're going to stop the bombs from... This is getting really bad.
There's no way that Japan would even touch that.
I don't know. They wouldn't, but Riga Gotoku Studio might. Those guys are crazy.
I don't think
they are the rebels.
Nagoshi is that crazy. Like I
I think that Yokoyama is the man to take this on. He's the person that I trust. He's the person that I trust to write an alt-war history story.
Come on, boys, we're going to Hawaii for some research.
No. We're heading over to Perth in Australia. We need to go there for research. Oh, God.
I always forget that Australia got attacked in World War II by Japan.
Oh, yeah.
It just, you don't think about the other countries, like, because you always hear USA.
Yeah.
But you didn't suffer the loss of personnel.
Fuck you! It was pretty bad.
Nobody cares about Australia.
Oh, no, it's true. I barely care about Australia. Oh, boy. Okay.
I don't think that the personnel loss, like what was in Pearl Harbor, happened in Australia.
Now,
did it?
I don't think so, no. Because they attacked a military base with Pearl Harbor where it was... Australia, I think it was just defenses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Pearl Harbor was an actual base that blew up.
Yeah, plus per capita, I think there was less people in... like the Australian base, like I don't.
And also, like nobody cares. Like I said, it's Australia.
They did.
Who? Nobody cares. Like we don't learn. We learned
the
about
colonies cared.
We didn't learn about. We learned about Pearl Harbor in school. We don't learn about Australia. Like I mean, we learn about it. It's like the land of dingoes and kangaroos. Yeah. But we don't learn about this stuff. I know more about your natives than I do about your World War II.
That's messed up.
To be fair, it's more interesting.
No, there's some pretty interesting World War II stuff. Okay, we'll stop, please.
That's my didgeridoo impression.
No, please don't. So, I imagine that there's an influx of people joining us right now.
Why would people just jump in an hour?
Because we told them to skip forward, and I imagine they skipped past the spoilers and then past the racism, and now they're joining us for the end of the show. So, welcome back.
I don't think any of that was racist.
I don't know. You know what? Leave a thumbs up if it was racist. Leave a thumbs up if it wasn't. See, I'm getting better at that.
Yeah. It wasn't racist. So, Japanese listeners.
No, look, you know, this is history. I want to say now, like...
I ain't racist, but...
No. I know you're racist.
I am not racist. I cannot be racist. I'm a person of color.
Yeah, right. Mister, they all look the same.
I've never said that. My best friend is Asian.
Oh, no. I really thought you were going to say Asian for a second there. I thought that was going to go really bad, like one of the bad words. I'm not racist.
I don't know any of the bad words.
I know. I'm not going to repeat them. I shall write them down.
Oh!
But
no, my BFF
the words shall not be uttered because
I'm going to point out though that the most racist person I know happens to be that best friend.
That's fair.
She is like, it's insane. I don't understand this. Like, immigrant people, tell me, why are you guys so self-loathing?
Because we're allowed to be, because we left our home country for a reason. I'm an immigrant. Oh, Jesus. This podcast went off the rails somewhere.
Yeah.
No, and I just want to point out that, like...
We need to reorient ourselves.
At this point, I want to say that, especially with all this talk about, Nazis in Germany, that kind of stuff, I mean, the current generation of everyone in Germany, I know you guys aren't responsible. Like, I mean...
Even, like, the last generation. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like,
it's been so long. I don't even think
it's so far removed at this point that, like...
The only people who are responsible for that kind of stuff is the...
Almost all of them are dead at this point.
Yeah.
So, moving onwards and upwards, like...
Yeah, I've never... I've been to Germany. I've never really understood that stigma that
I would love to go to Germany.
Oh, Germany is gorgeous. It is beautiful. There's so much sausage. It's great.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, seriously. It's really good.
I know you love a good German sausage, Cal. Give me a high five. Yeah.
I had fun in Germany. I like that place. It was beautiful. We went to Brussels and
Yeah.
which is near Germany, and then
Did you go to Belgium?
yes, that's where Brussels is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We landed in Frankfurt in Germany.
Again, I think I'm going to really show my geographical knowledge right now.
Okay, so let me tell you guys a story. I went to Europe. We landed in Frankfurt. We drove to Brussels. Then we drove to France.
Okay.
Not Paris, near Paris. Then we went back to Luxembourg, which is a country and also a city.
Not just the cheese?
No, it's a country and a city, and it is so freakishly small. There's nothing there. It's Luxembourg. I don't know what's going on there, but gorgeous. Okay. And then we went back to Germany and we stayed in Frankfurt for a couple of days. I haven't even been anywhere cool in Germany.
This story has been very magical.
No, it wasn't magical. That's the point. There's a point here, and it's that I have no idea what Germany is like. I've been to one city for 3 days. I drove on the Autobahn, and I got lost, missed a turn.
Yeah.
Like, this is my whole adventure in Germany, so there could be Nazis.
No, stop, Kat. Okay, I think this is a good place to end it.
I'm so ill tonight.
It's okay. So thank you guys so much for listening. I apologize.
Why are you still...
I apologize for this episode. This has been one of our most bizarre
I don't
episodes.
like doing these podcasts.
Are we drunk? Is there a gas leak in here?
No, I'm running a fever and I'm very sick.
You are? Wow, you are burning up.
Yeah, I'm really
Let the record show that I'm checking Cal's head with my hands.
like a child.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to get Cal to bed here, I guess.
That was the gayest thing I've ever said.
I don't know.
Okay, so make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, which it's episode 21. Why aren't you doing that?
Yeah.
Join us to chat on Discord. We have fun.
And support us on Patreon for more quality content like this.
Yeah.
Get the podcast early.
Yeah.
Thank you again to our backers. You guys paid our server fees.
Yeah.
So,
shouts out.
Yeah.
You brought the site back.
Yeah, you guys literally are responsible for bringing the site back online. You guys are more dependable than Cal. Thank you.
Oh.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. We will talk to you next week. Have fun with Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for supporting the series, for supporting us.
Yeah, this is everybody's fault that Yakuza 0 came out. Like,
yeah,
everyone has helped make this happen.
Yeah, and the Kiwami's coming up. So thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.